Yo, what's up guys? So today I have something very interesting, and this is going to be a token Gendo control deck, rogue, anti-meta, whatever you really want to call it here. But anyways, I think it's been a while since I ever covered a token deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! In quite some time, and I think people do like to see token decks. I remember uploading like the Jam Breeding Jar deck way long ago, and you guys loved it. So I think this is our first token deck, I think in 2019. But anyways, Pacifist is a very good card. We're going to go ahead and see this guy make the standard bread and butter board for pendulums. He's got the Endymion, he's got the Azneyes Vortex, he's got the Heretic Seed of Heavenly Sphere. So anyways, let's go ahead and start off. So he's going to go ahead and activate Terraform. He's going to give his opponent some tokens. He's going to go ahead and suffer Defiant Strike. So no Pacifist, but we got another one. But that's going to go ahead and get stopped by the Azneyes Vortex Dragon. But it's okay because we have another one. And that one's going to go ahead and also get stopped. But then we have Aquarium Stage over here. And then now he's going to be able to activate Demise. And he's also got Sea Stealth Attack, Moon Mirror Shield. And Sea Stealth Attack actually will let you get Umi from the hand or graveyard, which this card's name is treated as Umi. So he's going to go ahead, and this is his 4th time activating the Pacifist. So he's going to go ahead and summon the token. He's going to go ahead and search out the Spiral Battle. He's going to go ahead and also get rid of that token, but we all know that that card is going to come back. A lot of people don't know how to play against this, and like I felt that I've lost this deck a lot of times. Those of you guys that tune into live stream, there was a stream sniper for, I don't know, for a while. He would always play this deck against me, and I thought like this deck was a joke. I'm like, dude, it's like some little dumb token deck, and he searches out this card and pops one. Like, how is it even good, right? Well, Gendo with this, specifically having the Aquarium Stage, opens up the doors to a lot of plays that like you just can't outplay it, because basically your entire board loses all of its monsters effects unless you special summon them in defense mode, which is obviously going to give him a turn, and that's not going to be good at all because you're just basically going to lose your monster anyways to Sea Stealth Attack. And on top of that, he can make the token go away to protect all of his back row in the first place. And this guy actually doesn't really know how to play against this deck, and I don't even blame him. A lot of people don't know how to play against this deck because it's not the most common thing to even see anyone even attempt to see anti-meta in 2019. A lot of times, those decks usually just get run over due to the way Yu-Gi-Oh! Is built. Like, I used to see Doom Caliber all the time, but like, Doom Caliber in 2019 is an absolute joke. Like, it's just not viable to play a lot of these anti-meta variants. And that is, once again, due to the game just being way too fast. But you guys can see he broke the board. His opponent over here still happens to have a Mighty Master of Magic here. And this card technically has 2,800 attack, and basically you need your Spiral Battles to basically get over big things, in addition with Sea Stealth Attack that can help out quite a bit indeed. But this card also has a monster effect where once per one spell or trap card or effect is activated, you can return a card you control with a spell counter to the hand, and then negate the activation and then destroy that card. So he's going to go ahead and attempt to go for this. We already know that token's going to come out, and Skill Drain's going to go ahead and say no to this guy over here because he definitely wanted to use that effect. But after Skill Drain is activated, or Gendo, it doesn't really matter. Skill Drain and Gendo basically are going to accomplish the same thing. I'm not sure why he decided to go for Cerberus, because like you can't get over this token anyways. You can't activate the effect. I don't know. I think at this point the guy is just like, I don't know what to do. And a lot of times this can happen, especially in the high level meta. If any of you guys have played against Orcus decks, if you break the first board, sometimes you just win the duel. Also against a lot of the Pendulum variants, especially when you're playing like the Zephyr build, they are so invested into that turn 1 play. Occasionally they'll also have Hot Red Dragon, but like that requires like a much better hand. But for the most part, it's the same concept as if you break their board. This deck doesn't OTK. This deck doesn't want it. Well, first off, this deck can't OTK, nor does it want to, because it wants to actually have one monster on the board, so you can just keep on summon a token over and over again, and just really utilizing the Sea Stealth Attack. But I got a couple other gameplays over here. Let's go ahead and watch it against a Dino player, because I was thinking that, oh, you just send it to the graveyard, but again, Gendo, the Aesthetic Monk, is just really powerful. So this is going to showcase off the Gendo. Last time we literally just won the game off of the token. Now we're going to see the power of Gendo over here. So Gendo makes it so face-up attack monsters on the field cannot activate their effects, and this defense position card cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So you can set this up. Now, unfortunately, the guy did happen to have impermanence, but Gendo makes it so face-up attack position monsters on the field cannot activate their effects. So basically that just means, well, you're good to go on everything as far as that goes. And when you combine it with Aquarium Stage, you're going to make it so water monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle with a non-water monster. So basically that allows you to have Gendo and just kind of ramp up with the token and just basically survive for quite some time. Now this guy actually opened up pretty decent here. He's going to go ahead and go into Phoenix. He's going to go ahead and get rid of Aquarium Stage so he can hopefully get rid of this card later. He also is able to get rid of the Pacifist. But you already know Pacifist is going to be coming back over here. And then now Gendo is in defense position. We also had Dimension Guardian used on it. So it makes so the monster it cannot be destroyed by battle by card effects, which is really good. And if the target monster leaves the field, you have to destroy this card. But basically, you're going to keep this card in the field for pretty much the majority of the game, unless, of course, you utilize the effective Sea Stealth attack. So you're able to kind of protect your entire back row, because that's what this deck kind of relies on. So he's going to go ahead and attack, but it doesn't really matter because it's protected anyways. I think he should have tried to do something more with this, but I don't know. I mean, if he was going to like try to flip everything face down, well, that wasn't going to happen anyways, because this would probably stop it, because this actually is a target for it. Next one I want to showcase off is versus this guy that does not know how to read. This is a Pendulum player here. And he's got the Apex Avian. And once again, Gendo it wins games on its own. That's why it's token Gendo control anti-meta rogue. Very simple deck, very easy to play. And I'd say it's relatively budget friendly, minus extravagance. But I'm gonna go ahead and see that Dimension Guardian activated once again, and this is gonna protect this card. And with Moonmirror Shield, he shouldn't have actually attacked into him. And at this point, like, he really can't do anything, because remember, attack position monsters can't activate their effects, so he legitimately can't do anything, which is hilarious. But anyways, he's going to go ahead and activate the effect, go for the fusion, and then he's going to go ahead and search out a card, go ahead and pendulum summon for another monster. But it doesn't matter how many monsters you put out, he's going to go ahead and pop that. But, like, he doesn't get the effects. And, again, this came down to not understanding that Gendo is not like a once per turn. It's just like, no, your monster effects are completely negated. And basically, now you can't get over him by attacking over him, nor can you get him over him by destroying it by card effects. So it's kind of a setup where you can basically destroy them. This is up against Cyberse, which I would consider to be... by the way, guys, the new Yu-Gi-Oh game comes out in just 2 more days. And that's going to completely change Cyberse. This deck is going to have literally a card that searches out every single color. So you go for like wind, water, fire, earth, water. Like you literally go for all of the colors in this entire deck. And the deck is a link spam crazy deck. If you don't have Nibiru, you will absolutely lose to Cyberse. But in this case, yo, Skill Drain coming out. Gonna go ahead and save the day. Pretty much this completely stops this deck from being able to be really utilized at all. But that or Gendo would technically be the same thing. And this is another thing. It doesn't matter how many times you get rid of that token. If you're activating any other card, it's once per turn. If you normal summon one normal monster, which is of course going to be a token, you get to add a card. But the more important thing is that if your opponent activates a card effect, except during the damage step, and you control no tokens, you could just special summon a token. And then once again, we're going to have Gendo, although in this case, we have to have Skill Drain. The off chance he gets rid of Skill Drain, while Gendo is just going to go ahead and say no to all of those effects. Anyways, and now we have Champion's Vigilance, which is basically a negate anything. Yeah, when a monster would be summoned, it's basically like Solemn, I would say. Although it's a free Solemn, because you're always going to control that token anyways. Technically, it's supposed to be a 7 or higher normal monster, which I technically did use this card in Duel Links when I was messing around with Blue Eyes. Brings me back to the times, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be a game for him. He legitimately can't do anything. He's going to go ahead and search out a card. So I'm going to go to Link Karibo. And the interesting thing with Gendo, guys, is he absolutely destroys any deck that needs links. So Cyberse is 100% a deck that needs link monsters. You can't play that deck without it. But the thing is that Gendo, he stops face-up attacks with monsters, and because you can't put any of the link cards in defense mode, unless of course you're face up in it, face down attack position, which there is a card, as I can remember, in the forest that can't happen. But pretty much, this completely will shut down all link monsters, which is actually a pretty anti-meta, because pretty much the game has gotten to the point where we're just spamming out link monsters. But anyways, now onwards with the deck profile, and shout out to my boy Gay Boy for sending in the deck profile for this. There are of course your Paleozoic, so you can technically run into Totally Awesome. You can also go into the Marincess. You know what? We did have another duel here. Let me go ahead and show you guys this one over here, but versus the Gokis, because this is another deck. It heavily relies on Lynx. He's also playing Mirror Force. I haven't seen anyone really play Gokis after Nightmare went away, and after pretty much Rongo was like what made this deck like really strong. I mean, heck, Rongo just made everything just so much easier. So we'll go to the deck profile after this one. I just at first I was like, oh, do I really need to show up? But then I remembered we did have some more linkage plays in here. So Orlandi's obviously, unfortunately, you know, he opened up with a lot of cards where they'd be good later down the line. But he does have that Thrasher, but he's like, yo, I'm not going to go ahead and summon Thrasher into this. Might not be the smartest thing. He does have multiple background. On top of that, Aquarium Stage would protect it anyways. All he would get is some minor amounts of damage. And anyways, he needs to actually normal summon that warrior. So unfortunately, he doesn't have anything to do now. But this deck, again, guys, is not going to be OTKing anytime soon. So he has his time to kind of set up, and he'll eventually finally set up. But if you give this deck too many turns, you're probably going to be losing with all this back. He's going to set the call. He finally gets a play here, so he's going to go ahead, see Stealth Attack, and this will protect all of his background. Then he's going to go ahead and get that token, search out the battle, and he's not going to be able to summon anything, and he's just going to go ahead and he just activated triple battles, because it's not a once per turn. This is kind of what I wanted to show off this one, but at this point, you guys already know it's not going to be looking too good for him. So he's going to go and finally try to do something, or go for that rematch, finally make some plays, see Stealth Attack, and completely protect all the back row. And because he's going to have no token at this point, he's able to summon another token. He's going to go ahead and just go and battle again. He's going to go and search out a card, but it doesn't really matter at this point. So he's going to go ahead and summon Gendo, and he's going to go ahead and attack over that. And he's going to go ahead and summon Octo Stretch. He's got 200 life points. Is he going to be able to come back here? We'll wait and see. But he's going to go and summon Butter Spray. Goki rematch, going to bring out double. He's got Demise Land, but this card's not going to do anything. This card's not going to be doing anything anymore. But we got Borrowed Dragon, so that can go ahead and snatch steal an opponent's monster. So he's going to go ahead and take that token. And he's going to go ahead and reduce its attack too. Which I feel like if you were taking it, well, why would you want to reduce the attack? I don't know. But it doesn't really matter. Gendo's here in defense position. But once again, once he does anything, that's another token. There we go. There's that token. And it's going to go ahead and be able to search out a card. And on top of that, C Stealth Attack is being activated to go and protect, again, all of the backers. He's going to pop the Crackdown, which I'm sure he actually really wanted to utilize. He's going to go ahead and make a Unicorn. But you can definitely go into stuff in the extra deck, although a lot of times with Gendo you won't really need to do that, as you guys will see over here. So he's going to go ahead and see Stealth Attack, and he's going to actually smack him down with Gendo. But you can definitely make totally awesome, and like I said, you can definitely make other things in the deck, but most of the time you won't need to, but I just wanted to show off that one because you can. Anyways, as far as that goes, triple Gendo, double copies of Extravagance, 3 copies of Demise, 1 Terraforming, 1 Demise of the Land, 3 copies of Aquarium Stage, 3 copies of Moon Mirror Shield, 3 copies of Pacifist, 3 copies of the Spiral Battle, 2 copies of Orlandi's. We got the Metaverse, 3 copies of Canadia, 3 copies of Sea Stealth Attack, 2 copies of Summon Limit, 3 copies of Dimension Guardian, 1 copy of Skill Drain, 3 copies of Champion's Vigilance. For the extra deck, we've got the Totally Awesome, the Evermax, Borload, Bolt Sword, Unicorn. This card is actually more summonable. I'd say like the cards that are really important in this are probably these cards. Occasionally, like, you know, some of these can come up to get over like bigger monsters, but for the most part, I would consider these the more important ones. There's also technically a newer card that we don't have in the TCG right now, but I would say this is a very budget friendly, a very easy deck to build. But if you guys are playing this, I do want to mention Nibiru really quick. Nibiru is just way too good not to play in any control anti-meta deck, but I would definitely add this into the deck as well. But thank you once again, Game Boy, for sending in the interesting deck. It's definitely something I have not seen. I have seen technically a Spiral Battle, but I haven't seen a Gendo variant, because I feel like the deck, well, it was actually pretty decent. Literally just with this card alone, it's very, very hard to deal with for some decks, because you remember, all the cards will be protected because they're just going to get rid of the token, and then C Stealth Attack makes it so if you attack the token, well, you're just going to lose out anyways, and you can't get rid of this. So you'd have to have a monster that cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's what you really need. And then if you go and try to make it so it can't be destroyed by, well, card effects, and eventually Moon Mirror Shield might come out, because remember, Aquarium Stage is also going to protect your monsters from being destroyed by a non-water. So you have to have a water monster that cannot be destroyed by maybe battle and card effects. I don't know. There's just too many things that are kind of required, and as you guys can see, the deck can stall, because this is basically 6 cards that are saying, like, you're not going to be able to attack over my monsters. And then this protects all the back row, and this also protects the monsters, technically. Anyways, really interesting deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the deck profile. And if you did, drop a like on it. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn on that bell if you guys don't want to miss out on other new Yu-Gi-Oh! Interesting rogue and anti-meta ones. But it's been a while since I covered anti-meta. But it's cool to see that some people out there are still playing it. If you guys want to send me other interesting replays, feel free to go and do so. Send in the YRP files to AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. And I'm signing out. Peace.